Yo, what's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tamanini here. Jazz guitar under 5 minutes. You just heard me playing through one of my favorite ballads, That's All, written by the great Bob Hames. Such a wonderful song. I used to hear Trudy Pitts play this at Ortlieb's quite a bit. But I'm not here today to talk about that song. I'm here today to talk about playing ballads, slow, being able to negotiate slow tempos, and some chord melody tips, right? So check it out. Let's talk about playing slow. I'm guilty of spending a disproportionate amount of time working on my up-tempo stuff over my mid to slow stuff. Slow tempos are really, really tricky. You spend all this time trying to play fast, and you're used to making split decisions. Now you're playing slower, and it almost feels like you have all this extra time to make decisions. It can be pretty tricky. But the easiest thing to do is just to stick to the melody, right? So I chose this song for a couple reasons. Number one, it's got a common tone in it. It's really good to have a common tone, right? I go right up the scale. And what I'm trying to do is I'm really trying to just honor that melody, I played that intro up front, just to really get some sound in my head. There's a lot that happens there. Sounds really simple, right? One of the toughest things to do playing jazz guitar is to play simple and to play time. Lots can go wrong. But when you're sticking to the melody and you're trying to play time, mostly everything is going to go right for you. And what I was trying to do there was just to sort of like not chase after the music, to have a tempo, to feel good about the tempo that I picked. Right? Just to kind of get that tempo going and not get on the jazz guitar slalom, right? It was really easy when you hear people play. All right, it's so frenetic. What ends up happening is like you play the parts that you're really familiar with quickly because you're familiar with them. And then you end up kind of like hitting that power turbo button and your time is all over the place. The whole point of playing a ballad is to play a ballad, right? Don't be scared to try to play that time. And if you feel like you need to hide and throw a bunch of other stuff in there, like it can be cool. But again, you want to just, honor the time. Tempo's so important, right? You don't want to be like starting out there with the idea of playing like, a nice song. And then by the end of the song, it's just kind of up where everything else is. It just sort of defeats the purpose, right? And again, that's why these tempos are so tough. Because it's easy to just sort of drift away, on the slalom. And then by the time you're done, a song that was maybe in 60 or 80 BPMs, you're playing around like 130, 150. And, you're going to get a double fine from the jazz police for doing 180 in a 60. Like, come on, man. All right, so the next thing, well, okay, you're saying like if I just play these melodies like this is just sort of boring. Well, I mean, playing time is not boring. And if that's how you feel, well, check it out. Here's something that I like to do, right? You're trying to work hard to play this form. Maybe you feel like you just play the same thing all the time. If you know the form well enough, what you should do is, you play towards those turnarounds. I played the first 8 bars starting out, right? Right? I get to this turnaround and I play this. I could also have gone have gone like this. Right? All common tones. I could also have gone like this. But again, I don't want to do all that. I want to just be able to play the time, right? Especially if I'm playing like by myself or playing with a band. I don't want to always be playing all this stuff over the melody. This is like one of the few times where you can play easy stuff. That's one thing that I also like to do to ornament it. I call it my Kenny Barell move, and you're just kind of like going up and back, and going down and back. You can do it on any chord pretty much. Maybe not too much. It sounds like you're like a human tremolo at that point. So maybe just on those last chords. All right, so you're playing towards those turnarounds. The next time back, going to the bridge, you play a little fill. Right? That time I wanted to, again, you're playing like, and here's another thing with playing chord melodies. You see all these books and all this stuff with all the harmonic stuff you can do. You don't have to play a chord for every note in the melody. A melody is just like a sentence, and the chords are punctuating those sentences. The chord is going to play, it's going to happen for you. Right? Could you imagine trying to just do like, it gets, nobody can play that. You'd have to have like amazing chord chops to do that. But we're not trying to do all that right now. We're just trying to play real simple ideas. So again, use those chords to punctuate the idea. Right? And then the second time through, I kind of played like some kind of giant steps thing. Again, I'm playing towards those turnarounds to get cool sounds, to break up the monotony of maybe just trying to work hard to play that time, or trying not to just play the same exact arrangement all the time. So, all right, jazz guitar friends, check it out. A couple things that you can really do to help out your chord melody stuff. Number one, you don't have to harmonize every single note. Learn the song. Try to punctuate the melody with the chords. And don't get on the jazz guitar slalom. Don't be afraid to play whole notes and half notes, right? Let it ring out. That's the easiest part. Why would you want to erase the easiest part and make something that's difficult even harder? When you feel really comfortable to do all this stuff, then you can start, getting real fancy, and, we can talk about ornamentation and decorating. But again, a big part of it is just being able to get the melody out in time. You don't want to be starting out trying to play a ballad and then you're ending up playing like a borderline mid-up tempo tune. You're defeating the purpose. So, all right, jazz guitar friends, if you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. It's almost time for us to go for a walk. It's a nice cold day here. I'll be back working on more guitar stuff later. Hope you will too. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Keep swinging. Bebop.